lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. That's right, got the bell. I'm Jen G, and I don't have a hat, and I'm not Freddie Santori, but I want to be when I grow up.
But you're much prettier.
Oh. So I am here with Dawn at the Brooklyn Cafe, and I've been asked to co-host, which I'm always excited to be here, but not under circumstances
I'm really
like
excited
this.
you're here, but the reason Jen is here is because Freddie lost his dad yesterday. So our hearts and prayers and all healing thoughts go out to you and your family and your sons and your grandsons, and the legacy continues is all I can say. The male legacy, Santori legacy, absolutely continues through you, Freddie, and your sons and your grandsons, and we're thinking of you. We're holding down the fort. The kids are here. They got us up and going.
So good.
Jen G and I are here, and just so you know, you should not feel badly. We've already done a toast to your father.
We did.
We finished the bottle, but we'll start a new one
We
by
did.
the time you get back. So no worries about that. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe TV. You can find us, sorry, Betsy, all over social media, Twitch, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, you name it. Also Amazon TV and Roku. But it's all good. It's only about 60,000 people seeing you, and you look absolutely
My workout,
gorgeous.
yes, thank you.
I love that.
I'll know
Full
next
makeup.
time. Oh, this is last night's makeup, but that's okay.
It looks great. And it stays
Oh my
so
gosh,
great.
it looks so good. Because if I did last night's makeup, it would be like halfway
Me too,
down my
exactly.
face and mess.
Dylan,
She's
will
a
you
natural
do me,
beauty.
Dylan, I need you to do me a favor, please. Jen G and I look like we're on a boat. We're a little lopsided. So if you could fix that tripod, that would be fantastic.
You know, one of the things I love about this is that you're a working laboratory for kids who want to learn
Yes, you're in my head.
how to do that. It's because I'm in the Freddie seat. That's what this seat does.
You're in the Freddie seat. As I'm talking to Dylan, yes, we are a working laboratory. We have, I don't know,
love
what,
it.
5 interns with us today, and they learn as we go, and they set our lights, they set our sound, they set our cameras. So if you see us a little wonky and figuring that out, it's because Dylan is figuring out the camera angle. And I should have said something when I saw the sideways camera. Thank you, Dylan. Ted,
But
you'll let us
even
know.
more than that, talk about like the experience that you guys go on the road. So not only do they have to learn set up in a studio, which is in itself one thing, but the on the road productions, that's a whole nother animal altogether.
Friday, they did a spectacular job.
Sure did.
Friday was our 3-year anniversary party at Crazy Uncle Mike's. So thank you, Mike, and thank you, your staff. Last year we had our party here, and I spent 2 hours cleaning up afterwards. So my mother did not raise a dumb woman. The following year, I said, I'm taking it on the road because I'm not cleaning up. So Mike, thank you so much. The food was amazing. We had a fantastic cake provided by J&D Cakes.
I was just gonna say,
Did you have
that
the cake?
cake was amazing. Not only was it beautiful, but you know how sometimes you get cake and it's beautiful, it's like aesthetically pleasing, then you taste it and you're like,
It was so good, wasn't it?
it was so good.
They made
Yeah.
such a spectacular chocolate cake, and the whole thing was edible, so all I had to do was slice right through it. It was a TV screen, and it had the picture that Danielle Boujon had done for us. It was truly a gift of everyone coming together in our community, from supporting us on remote to the Game of Axes was there. They brought their mobile
They were.
axe throwing unit.
Yeah.
The cake place, J&D Cakes, online you can find them, J&D Cakes. They were the winners of the Cake Wars 4 years ago. They were one of our first sponsors, along with Felice, who's with us today. So iHeart grows, and I heard from our first board op yesterday from Carol, we call her Connecticut Casorla, saying how much Carol, you're right. The little show that could. When we started, she said she learned so much from just button pushing on our board. And she had just started. Her first day was the day Two Boys from Brooklyn started that February. That was her first day at iHeart. And she grew with us and into the Brooklyn Cafe. And as we grew and we moved over to AM and FM, and she said she took all of our shows to heart. And she did reverse engineering that she learned from Wendy Blum and manifesting. And she wrote a book. And she said she met a great guy in the lobby of iHeart. And that is her boyfriend, right?
I love that
So she
story.
said, she said everything she learned from us on the show, from pushing a couple of buttons and getting out of her comfort zone and doing what she did and manifesting and meeting this great guy. And she said, and she was all, to Freddie for getting her 2 cars from Amos, from famous Amos from across the street. We truly try to bring our community together all the time. And when people actually take advantage of it, we go, it's been a really good day, right?
It's so true. And the other thing too is like, all right, from learning to push a few buttons, but for people who don't know and you haven't been here, you need to see the behind the scenes stuff that happens, because Dawn and Freddie are, the most authentic people. When you intern here, not only do you get to learn how to produce an amazing show, but you learn professionalism, honesty, hard work. It runs the gamut of what they learn here.
These kids are truly amazing. They're all in there working. Dylan's doing his thing, and Steph is back, and Teddy's on board, and Ryan's putting a piece together. Hopefully the Gazette will go out this week. We do have a new radio station he just launched, Amp It Up. What I love is when Freddie asks me for an idea, and I text him, and then I don't hear back for a week. And then I get the finished product. So he says, what do you like the name of the radio station? I said, how about Amp It Up for AMP2 TV?
Absolutely.
And that is now the name of our online internet radio station. It's Amp It Up. You can find it at AMP2 TV. And Hector is actually running all the production on that. I'm not sure what that means yet, but he's going to be doing the 24/7 music and everything that goes on it. And starting tomorrow will be the first podcast that Freddie doesn't know he's going to be stripping down and placing on 2020 Vision. They started last week, so I want to take
such
last
a good
week's
show last week. Yeah.
Ryan had a spectacular idea. We talked about what it's like to be transgender and gay and so many different ideas coming forward. We're actually going to continue that on today's show, but tomorrow, Tuesday's 2020 Vision at 12 o'clock with our interns. We're going to be stripping that for a podcast, and then they have that as well to put on their resume.
No. So in this day and age of the digital world, the fact that you have a professionally produced podcast that you can say, I produced, I hosted, these were my ideas, and I talked to my generation is incredible.
So I asked them for a tagline. I'm still waiting. I think Hector came up with something. I'm not sure. And then Freddie calls this morning. He says, congratulations. And I'm thinking, I'm not pregnant, thank God. Congratulations, your father just passed and you're congratulating me. Why? I said, why? He says, well, our Miami intern just got hired. I said, she did? He says, yes. She's now hired for Channel 7, NBC, down in Miami.
How great. See,
And
but
I
that
said-
goes to the training that happens
And I
here.
said, why congratulations? He said, because she put us down on her resume. And I guess he must have gotten the call to give her the reference.
Absolutely.
So that is why, Felice, we have new faces, because these kids are so amazing, they get hired, which is great for them, not so great for us because they move on, but they get a lot of really, really great training.
Yeah.
So if you want to walk the walk with us, we always have room. So give us a call at 888-994-4995. Our phone lines, yes, Betsy, we have phone lines too, are now open. Poor Betsy.
Did not know what she walked into. Surprise!
Miracle.
We do a lot. How was your weekend? Don't ask me how mine was. How was yours?
It was good, busy, which is always good. So yeah, I did a lot of stuff for Moby Pop, and then of course I, PvP'd in World of Warcraft, so I have to keep my stats up.
Here's our exciting Saturday night. I'm texting Jen.
That's exactly what happened.
I am watching Songland. I think it's some new show my daughter says you have to watch. I guess where these artists come out with their songs and they perform before a big name, and this one happened to be Black Eyed Peas,
Oh,
and see who's
cool.
going to pick it up. So Saturday night at 10 o'clock, I'm texting Jen. She goes, fun fact, I've been in sweats all day and I'm on my computer with a facial mask. I go, fun fact, I'm in gym clothes and an unblemished mask as well. So it's Saturday night at 10:30. The exciting lives we lead.
That's it.
after-
And then I texted her glamorous life. Hashtag
There you go.
glamour.
It's always like, how do you put your glasses on top of the facial mask?
That's
right?
100% what happened. I'm like, they're sliding up.
Yeah, this is the excitement when Freddie's not here. This is Fun Fact Facials on Saturday night at the Brooklyn Cafe. Anyway, give us a call, 888-994-4995. We have I can't say an old friend, but a longtime friend with us. We have Felice Minkin with us by Felice Wellness. I always get those words mixed up because I think it's like Wellness by Felice.
A lot of people do that for some reason.
But it's by Felice Wellness, and I saw that Felice had this incredible program coming out that we're going to talk about. But tell me about what you've been up to in your journey since you last visited us.
Since I last visited, what have I been doing? Well, I'm still one of the co-owners at Casa Mana Bliss, so I'm there a couple days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm teaching yoga and meditation. I teach my yoga classes with crystals, with crystal energy, yoga flow, and a Reiki meditation. I've been seeing clients in my health coaching business and developing this program. It's a 10-week chakra reset journey that I developed and sat on it for a while because it was really good and I got a little bit nervous, and then I decided to tweak it up and I'm sharing it now. So launching it this Friday.
And one of the great things about Felice is she's always like this.
That's because her chakras
This
have been
space
reset.
of Felice and this space of peace, and she says, and I'm going to sit on it. If I sat on something like that, I'd have a freaking heart attack or end up in the psych ward. Seriously, that's kind of how I feel this week, right?
Yeah, I would
And
not
she's-
be able to sit on anything.
Because you and I are like
We're
ready
s-
to explode, but that's my problem. Is because I need to be more like Felice, and even meditating, my mind goes 20 million different ways, and I try to put this mantra back in my head. And why it's in Sanskrit when I can't understand it? I don't understand why the mantras can't be in English.
We can do an English one together.
Am I the only one that feels that way?
No.
No,
And
I-
it doesn't have to be looking like that.
So I'm doing this meditation with Deepak and Oprah, right? Because it makes sense to me. Until the Sanskrit meditation and it comes in, I'm thinking, I don't know what he's saying. I can't even resonate with that. So
So then,
what's wrong with me?
do you feel that your mind starts to wander now because you can't? It doesn't resonate.
It
So now
doesn't.
you're like, so we have a show Monday. Who's going to be on?
And who do I have Tuesday? And
Yeah.
you know, it's only 5:45 in the morning, so I could probably go work out for the next 30 minutes. But then Felice is coming, and my mind goes. And then I try to get back to the English side of it. Mm-hmm. And it takes 15 minutes before he reminds me in English what it was.
Well, the Deepak Oprah one, they usually have the translation right
Yes.
there. But you can stick with the English one, and you don't have to do it for the full 20 minutes.
But you have
do it
been,
for a minute.
You have this wellness by Felice Wellness.
Yes.
And you sit in this space, and
Yes.
life isn't always fabulous, right? Life
No.
happens to all of us. You've had your
No.
ups and downs,
Yes.
and you keep going.
Yes, that's been the theme of my life. Get
But I
down
think
and
that's
get
the
back
la-
up again.
But that's everybody's life,
That's
right?
everybody's life. Well, that's how I came up with this. This is a compilation of all the tools that I've used to help me get through those times where I'm feeling sad, upset, alone, abandoned, insecure. When all those things come up,
Look at Betsy,
I
she's
have
gonna cry.
Betsy has been with me she's been a client of mine for
Friend,
coaching
client for a
and
long
friend first. She comes to my classes, and so I wanted her to come today to just be a part. She is an amazing personality.
I'm really
and,
glad Betsy's here because I haven't seen Betsy, oh my gosh, since the kids were in high school. So it's got to be 6-7 years that my son and your daughter have been friends. They've been friends a long time, but since they graduated. So when you sent me her name, I'm thinking, nah, it can't be the same Betsy, but it is. So I'm
Yeah.
really glad
Yeah.
because I haven't seen Betsy socially in
She's
like
an
a
amazing
million
being.
years. But Felice, you were a true testament, like I said about Carol in Connecticut, of walking the walk and keep pushing through.
Yes.
And you do it.
Yes.
Because a lot of times
Yeah.
we show up at work, right? And we show up, we do what we have to do. And then behind the scenes, no one knows what it's like.
Right.
That's correct.
I happen
Yeah.
to have the insight from you because you're always transparent with me to know what
Yes.
it's like.
Yes.
How do you do it?
I do it because, well, I do it number one through meditation. Meditation keeps me connected, and I've always had a busy mind like you. I used to not be able to meditate, and so I would just sit and breathe. And I don't know if I'm meditating, it didn't matter. I just paused. And in one of my meditations a few years ago, I had a vision of where I'm going to be. And so that vision was so clear that I know that I get to take steps to get there. And instead of being connected only to the end result, I decided to be in my process. And it's yoga too. This is yoga off the mat, by being wobbly, being unsure, trying new things. This is my first online program with a group, and I didn't know exactly how to take the steps, and I just keep going. And I talk to people. I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by really smart people and I'm smart enough to recognize people that know more than me, and I'm not shy to say I don't know how to do something.
And Jen, you meditate.
I do. I try.
You tell me, and I'm like, all right, Jen's meditating.
I try. I definitely have looked at a lot of different programs. I have that kind of busy mind that it's hard for me to take a second to stop. I noticed I wasn't sleeping very well because I'd be laying at night looking at the ceiling, looking around, thinking about what I'm going to do next or how I'm going to start growing the next business. And I thought I really have to take time to be in the moment and be more present so that I can be healthier.
And here's
And
the
when
thing,
you do,
it sounds so
yeah.
great. Be in the moment, be present. Okay, I'm sitting here. I've got all these great people. I think this is the most present I ever am on these 2 hours during the day because I have to be. I can't have my mind wander here and there. I don't answer my texts. Otherwise, I'm not here and I can't interact. Other than that, I'm here. It's like, what do they say? Squirrel,
Squirrels.
tree,
Shiny
whatever it
thing.
is. You name it, it's flying
Shiny
around.
object.
Shiny thing syndrome, yes.
That's pretty much
But I
it.
do the same thing.
But even meditating, my mind is like squirrel, butterfly, and
Mine
it
too.
goes.
And what does meditating mean to you?
Well, you tell
like,
me.
does it mean
What does it
sitting?
do? What do you do?
Like when I have clients, I've worked with clients that have the same story as you all the time. So I get people started on 1 minute. Most people have smartphones. Smartphones have a timer. Set it for 1 minute, hands on the belly, and breathe. That's it. You don't have to have a mantra. It doesn't have no ohms. You don't have to sit Indian style. Just a simple breath. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest, and you can just pause. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your bottom in the chair or your back if you're leaning on the chair. Feel your fingers. Just get into the senses. Take a deep breath. Notice what you smell, what you hear, and that's all it needs. And then move on with the day.
Betsy,
So-
is that how you started?
In meditation, anything Felice told me to do, I did because no, I'll tell you why. I can't. I had a problem sitting still for more than 10 seconds. There was something. Did I pick up the dry cleaning? Do I need to do this? I also have several businesses, and I was always worried about where I was going to go, what needed to be done, what needed to be tended to. Did I need to call this person? Did I need to call that person? Did I tend to this detail that I did? I could not concentrate for more than 30 seconds at a time. So yeah, sitting for 30 seconds with my feet on the floor, thinking about nothing else but either silence or what was exactly going on in the room at that exact moment was what I needed to do. So I literally started 30 seconds at a time. Maybe I'm up to 2 minutes now, and it's been a really long time.
How do you think this whole thing just got legs of its own and it grew, right? Because everyone talks about meditating and being present and being in the moment. I'm clearly missing something. Like, I know I need to do this, but what
Well-
got this momentum of everyone doing this?
Well, my biggest opinion on this one is look at life right now,
That's
how
crazy.
fast it is.
Yeah.
We walk around with these phones, we can't stop looking at them. We have video games, we have schedules, we're running from one appointment to the next. Our natural way is to stop and slow down, but that's not how society runs right now. We champion how was your weekend? It was busy. How are you doing? I'm busy. And we wear it like a badge of honor, and it is great that we're getting a lot done, and at the same time, people are not even feeling anymore. And then what's happening is it's accumulation. The body takes a while to catch up. It's trying to keep up with you. At some point, somebody's having stomach issues, digestive issues, headaches. They can't sleep. They're getting fatter. And they're wondering why. Well, because things are out of balance. So that's what propelled me to do this program, to create this program, because my passion is to support people in helping themselves. So that, yes, I want to coach you, but I want you to get roots and wings and know how to coach yourself too. So that when you're waking up in the middle of the night and you can't sleep, you have a yoga pose you can do, you have some breath you can do. You can grab a crystal or an oil or say an affirmation or journal and have these exercises that are essentially they're self-care tools.
So those 4:45 wake-up calls?
No 4:45
I said to
wake-up
Faith this
calls.
morning, Faith texted me at 5:30. I said, how did you know I was up? She said, because you're posting on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because I know you are.
So much for that
Yeah.
woo-woo stuff.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
how people do know that you're up. That's how people start
is.
texting you, because they know that you're up because you're doing that. And you're barely connecting with your friends because you are running from this place to that place, and you have to do this and you have to do that, and you just said it. Your multiple businesses. You just said it a minute ago.
Yeah.
I'm up thinking, what business can I start next?
Right.
So you're connecting with that, and you barely have time to connect with your friends. Hence, you barely have time to connect with yourself.
Right.
Right. So this is talking about having 5 minutes to connect with yourself. That's the connection that Felice is talking about. Having a minute to calm and connect with yourself.
All right, we're
Oh,
going to
go
take a
ahead.
minute to
Because I
calm a
have
commercial break. Try and share this
Connect
show
with that
out. We're going to
commercial.
connect with that commercial break, connect with everyone who's watching the show. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. More with By Felice Wellness. We're going to talk about this 10-week chakra reset journey, because I need to know how much, when it is, and if it's online, I can do it anytime, right?
Yep.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Hemp Boca, products of purest natural ingredients and providing a safe alternative method for relief from many symptoms, creating a healthier lifestyle without the use of opioids. Use Hemp Boca products for improved mental health and overall well-being. It's safe, legal, and non-psychoactive. Our pure and high-quality CBD is from clean industrial hemp, then extracted slowly over days to produce the strongest and most effective products on the market, made in the U.S. with no synthetic ingredients. Committed to bringing our customers the highest grade CBD oil on the market. Our industrial hemp, it's organic with no solvents and pesticides, gluten-free, vegan, full spectrum, and third-party double lab tested. Our top priority is your health and wellness, and we are confident you will love our products and the amazing relief so you can enjoy the things you love to do. Try our products and start living a healthier lifestyle. Hemp Boca. Good health and good sense are two of life's greatest blessings.
And we're back! And we're learning how to connect with ourselves and others, which was such a fascinating story. I just think cameras should be running all the time for this show, because what happens on commercial breaks is incredibly fascinating.
Isn't
to
it?
me.
Because we talk about how Felice is connected, and I've watched Felice's journey, and so for so many years now, right? Almost 4 years we've been doing this, and we met through someone at the gym I knew, and
We met through my hygienist.
You're a dental hygienist, right? You never know. And I've worked out with this woman, and she's a dental hygienist, and she said, I watch your show, and I have someone you need to meet.
Yeah.
And that's how we met,
That's
and
how
we've
we
been
met.
great friends ever since.
Yes.
And to keep going, and I'm looking, today she texted me this morning, can I bring my crystals? So I think she's going to bring a couple crystals,
Sure.
right? Like nothing. She unrolls this whole bag of crystals. Tell me about these, because it's fascinating. A couple weeks ago, Suzanne Wachtel was on our show. We were on location, and Freddie pulls his death cards. And unfortunately, we know it doesn't really mean death. I'm sure you're thinking, Freddie, that it does at this point, but we know it doesn't. A couple days later, Jolie DeMarco comes in, and she does rock readings, which was amazing. So I don't think you were here that day,
No,
Jen.
I wasn't. I was here for when we did the
Right.
readings with the cards. And we almost had the same exact reading, which
Exactly.
was so funny. She said, did you shuffle? And I was like, of course I shuffled. Like, it was my business. But then we had an interesting thing where we had a very similar reading.
Exactly.
And then Freddie,
And you brought your crystals. Betsy, you resonate with these as well?
I absolutely do. I didn't for years, but once I started working with Felice, I started resonating with them, and Felice taught me how and why to resonate with them.
All right, Felice,
So
let's go over
interesting.
some of this.
So do you want me to tell my story again
Yes.
about how I started? I started with crystals when I was in a predicament. I had to make a life decision. It was very important to me. And I didn't know what to do, so I didn't really have a meditation practice at that time. I was more of a workout, boot camp, spin, run girl. And I went to the crystal store and I bought a rose quartz for my heart chakra so that I could learn what my truth is and get clear, and a blue lace agate for my throat chakra so that I can speak my truth.
How did you know to do those? Did the
I started
crystals
reading.
Okay, so you
I
did
grabbed
research.
books and I was like, I was on my knees. I really didn't know what to do with myself. And so I grabbed these and I put the rose quartz on my heart and the blue lace agate on my throat, and I just lay there mostly crying. I don't know if I was meditating, it didn't matter. I just sat with the intention and I breathed and I cried, and sometimes I sat longer, sometimes shorter, sometimes music, sometimes no music. And one day, the message came to me and I was like, oh shit, this works. And I was like, so I started buying crystals, and my friends that have been practicing yoga with me for years know I've
Well, what
always
was your
have
message? If you'll share.
The message was square peg, circle hole, never gonna work.
Ah,
Interesting.
interesting.
Yes.
Right, so then it's the interpretation of what that message is for you.
I had a specific question.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you
I
knew.
got divorced after, basically.
so you knew, and you just kept going.
And I was like, okay, I trusted it, and I started buying crystals for all different reasons. And the crystals sometimes go. So everything I have here, I've had other ones that they go. When they're done with you, when their purpose is done, they each have their own healing properties. But when they're done, they'll disappear. People have had them disappear in their houses and then come back months later, or gone forever.
It's so fascinating, and I've said this story before. When my dad, he's been ill this year, and you asked where I got some of my crystals. At the time, I got him the same shape and a black onyx. Now, I don't resonate with black crystals, but Chef Z was on with Edna Machado, and she said, this is the one you need to get for your dad. Put it on his nightstand next to his bed and just leave it there. So he came home from the hospital one day, and I put it there. He was asleep. And a couple weeks later, I go, Dad, how are you doing? How's your crystal? And he says, I don't want to tell you what happened. I said, what happened? He said, it broke in half. He said, but I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to upset you. I think maybe the cleaning lady broke it. And I said, I don't think the cleaning lady broke it. I said, I think the crystal healed you as it was supposed to, and it's done its work. And he was afraid to tell me because it did what it was supposed to do,
Yeah.
which is spectacular. Now you share this story
Yeah.
of they disappear and things happen.
They'll go away, they'll break. And sometimes if you're loving the crystal a lot, I have read that you can keep the broken pieces, charge it for about 60 days and use it again. But a lot of times I think burying it in the ground or getting rid of it in the ocean is the way to go, like letting things go.
All right, let's go through
So-
some of these. Betsy, what's your favorite?
Okay, my favorite is this little guy here.
So that's the green calcite. So that's for the heart chakra. So when people come to my classes and we do the crystal energy yoga,
I didn't know this, just for the record. I didn't know it. I was drawn and attracted to it. When I found out its healing or its special superpower after, I realized it was the perfect crystal.
yeah, and that I don't tell anybody what it is. I tell them don't start touching all the crystals, just look, see, pick one. So they call you as much as you call it, just the way when you pick your animal,
wanna look
they
at one?
pick you.
Yeah. I
Can we
wanna
look?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
And this is something we'll be using in the chakra journey. One of the tools we'll be using.
And while we move these over, tell us about this online course you've created.
So I created this course. It's a compilation of not only crystals that I use oils. So that one's calling
Maybe-
you.
That
Maybe
one
not that
called
one.
something.
That one called to you.
It's under your chair, Jen.
Jump to me.
It wants you.
I'm so graceful. Grace under pressure, Jen. Yeah, maybe not so much.
And so
I have to put that aside because it jumped to me now.
there's affirmations, there's meditations. I'm doing nutrition to support each chakra, wearing a color or using a color. So I originally developed this as a 10-day chakra cleanse. But what I realized with all the information that was coming through me, this is a lot more than 10 days. So it became 10 weeks. So each week you have something to work on, from a journal entry to a crystal, an oil, a color, an affirmation, a meditation, a body movement, a yoga pose. and
How
and
often
journaling.
is it? Once a week
So-
that you connect online with you?
We're meeting once a week. It started off online only, and I have requests that people want to connect in person. So we're going to meet in person at Greenlands starting this Friday, 11 a.m. But it will also be on Zoom, so you don't have to be there. It will be recorded. So if you live in another state, you can still sign up. If you can't make it at that time, you can still sign up, and just you give yourself the week to go through it at your own pace. For the body movement, the nutrition, the meditation, and we're going to have a private Facebook group so everybody can connect with each other to see what comes up, what's happening for you. Are you having resistance? Are you having openings? Because people come in, they want to heal things, whether it's physically or emotionally, or like me, decisions that get to be made.
I think a lot of people come in, they don't even know where to start.
Don't even know where to start.
Right?
Exactly.
It's not just like, oh, my stomach hurts. It's, I've got this and this and this. A friend called me, she texted me this morning at 7 a.m. Call me when you're up. Well, clearly everyone knows I'm up like now, because apparently I have posts all over
They
town.
know where you are.
So they knew to text me at 7:03. Call me when you wake up, which is never a good sign, right?
Right.
So I call her back. She's walking the dog, and everyone I think because of Freddie are sending outpourings of condolences and what are we doing, and I don't know what we're doing. We will address it when we come back, and I'm sure if we do anything, it will be a party, because Freddie
I'm
only
sure
does
of
a
it.
party, so maybe we'll have a big party next week as a celebration
Celebrate life.
of his dad's life, because I know that is what he would want, but we have to wait to see what Freddie wants. And she starts telling me all these things, and she says, you've got this and this and this and this, and I've got A, B, C, D, and I thought, gosh, she says, but you always land on your feet. But what choice do we have?
We
either land on our feet.
It's always a choice, because there are some people that choose to stay the same forever. They choose not to move forward. So it is always a
100%,
choice. I
100%.
just had a client this morning, and he said something about, about not having a choice. I'm like, it's a choice. You get to make it.
And that's the big
Yeah.
thing is, and you may know there are two choices, right? When you're making dinner for your kids, you can have grilled cheese or you can have a ham or whatever it is. You got two choices. For me, the choice was okay. The third choice was on their own. So if you've got choices, you can make them. If you choose not to make those choices,
That's a choice.
that's a choice, right? And then you have to deal with the consequences of not making that choice.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So when people come to you, I mean, to me, I can think of so many people that would get so many different things. The 4:45 wake-up call for me, the sleep better might be good, Jen, for us.
That's absolutely true.
The weight loss, I mean, there's so many things. It'll resonate on everyone's own level, right? Because not
Yes.
everyone's coming to you in the same space.
No, some people are just coming to connect with other people that are like-minded. You obviously have to have some sort of belief in a higher power or healing to want to be able to do this. Or some people it's just to feel better. Some people it's just to sleep better, or to just learn about the chakras.
I have to tell you, I love this stone.
That's a sodalite. And that one I use for meditation. I don't even bring that one to my classes. It feels so nice in your hand.
Yes.
And that's a physical healing stone. So if I have something going on physically, that one is on me.
Isn't that
wherever
funny?
it
Because
is.
sometimes I sit
Yeah.
here.
And you will resonate with them.
You see the stones I sit here, and sometimes I sit here on set, and I
Like
I
you have a
keep-
kyanite in front of you.
This was from Jolie, and I
Yeah.
need a bigger one.
Jolie's amazing. That kyanite will clear any crystal that never needs its own clearing, and that aligns all of your chakras.
And that's why it sits in front of me
Yeah.
every day.
I want to
So-
talk about the one that jumped at
It
me.
literally jumped under
You
your
might
chair.
pick one that I don't remember the name. Some of them I forget.
Well, it picked me.
But this is,
Jen.
yeah, and this one I had to look up for a student because I couldn't remember it. I've had this one for a really long time. But I'm pretty sure this one's an agate, and I could text you later about this one. But
Okay,
it
cool.
was a healing, and this is green and blue. So each chakra has a color. So your heart chakra actually has two colors, green and pink. So you can meditate with it on your heart or on your throat for blue. So depending if you have some heart healing things that's going on in your life, if you want your heart to open more, or if it's too open and you need it to balance. Same thing with the throat. For some people, their balance needs to be speaking up more. For some people, it means get a filter.
Oh, I'm number two. I just like to point out right there and get a filter.
Yeah.
Mystery solved.
Yeah, and either way, it means balancing. So, there is a balance. Something could be, a chakra can be too open or too closed. It could be blocked or way open where you're like feeling things from people, and the results you're getting are not always necessarily what you want. And that's what we'll be learning about in each class. So it'll be starting off with talking about the chakras, physical healing, emotional healing, what it stands for, and then there'll be a lot of sharing.
What
about
about
people.
self-love, right? That seems to be the big topic, that you
Absolutely.
can't be loved, you can't give love if you don't love you.
Right. You can't have what you don't have inside. When we talk about this, and you've probably heard me talk about it a lot of times,
sure.
I always
We
talk
talk
about
about
Wayne
it.
Dyer with the orange. Do you remember the Wayne Dyer with the orange?
Absolutely.
So Wayne Dyer always talks about, he was in a lecture and he was talking about you can only give what you have inside. And so he asked somebody in the audience, well, can you get apple juice from an orange? It was a child, and the child's like, no, that's silly. You can't get apple juice from an orange. He's like, why not? Well, because an orange gives orange juice. Well, because that's what's inside. So how can you give love, attention, affection, appreciation if all day you're beating yourself up saying, I'm stupid, I'm wrong, I messed that up again? If you're beating yourself up all the time, how can you really give genuine love?
How do you get out of that cycle then? Because
Practice.
It's these stories that we've created our entire lives.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask my kids, because my kids, but my interns. My kids aren't here at the moment. So Steph, grab a mic, and Teddy, grab a mic. As far as self-love, I mean, you guys are at a much younger point in life. Do you beat yourself up? Do you love yourself? Teddy?
I'm not gonna answer this one.
Yeah, your mom's
This is not a good
watching.
one.
Give it a try.
I know that I beat myself up over a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, especially when I was in college.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I did a lot too because, okay, I keep hearing myself. It's awkward. I don't want to hear myself. But, yeah, like with grades and everything, I always just kind of thought that, like, all of that was reflecting my actual knowledge, and I'd really be hard on myself about that type of thing. So it was hard.
Yeah, or like any little social thing that happens, like within your friends or with like a relationship or anything. Yeah. Oh, that spikes
Feels
my
like the end
anxiety.
of the world.
Yeah.
Right, so it's all these thoughts that we have. It's all these narratives we've told ourselves forever. And then you become our age, 40s, 50s, and we're still telling the same narratives. And then someone says, do you love yourself? And you say, yeah, but. Well, yeah, but isn't a yes.
It's very common, and it might not ever go away 100%, and that's okay. But what you learn by doing a course like this or practicing meditation or yoga or getting coached is the awareness. So then you catch it faster and you can shift it. And as you said, it's a story. It's not real. It's an old narrative. If somebody was hard on us as a kid, we carry that until we don't. Until we say, I don't want to carry that anymore. Take off the backpack. And sometimes we might do it again, but it's the awareness of going, whoa, I just said that. Louise Hay is another one of my favorites, and she has people do mirror work, and they look in the mirror and they say, look at your own eyes and say, I love you. I really, really love you.
That's really hard.
And I do that in my classes, and I can't tell you how many times that the room is silent. And I said, okay, out loud now, I love you. I really, really love you. And I might have to do it a few times. People feel awkward. They don't want to say it. When I've talked to them, they feel nauseous about it. And it's okay. I felt really silly doing it when I first started. I'm like, look in my eyes and say, I love you. And it takes practice. Like when you work out and you're building up your biceps. You do it, you do it, you do it. After 10 reps, you don't get cut muscles. But as you do it, after a while, you look like the way you look.
It's funny because there was a segment I wanted to do. I started a year ago. I have all these segments in my head. I just need to bring them to fruition. And one was with Mirror Man. You know who the Mirror guy?
yeah.
And bring these kids forward and work with some special kids or all kids and get them in the mirror and say, you know what? It's beyond the selfies where we're fixing everything, we're filtering life. Really look at our selfie and go, you know what? I love you. This is who I am, big, small, fat, whatever it is, to love truly who you are and to get them at a younger age. Because by the time you're where we are,
Yeah,
and you've
we're-
got wrinkles and pimples, and you're deciding which is better at 52, none of them.
Yeah.
Or my leg is like this, but
Yeah, but you get to love all those things. You get to look at that pimple and say, I love you. I saw the other day, in fact, I took a picture, and I will do a post on this. I just haven't done it yet. But I saw these wrinkles. I'm like, you know what? Those are from all the times I was smiling. I'm like, I earned those.
that's what my grandmother
You
used
know?
to say. She used to say
Yeah.
every wrinkle is a sign of being happy.
Yeah, it's a
Every
sign of
smile
having
line.
emotion.
Right.
What about the times you were crying? You got to feel. Imagine what it's like to not be able to feel.
True.
So you got to smile, you got to be scared, you got to cry and be sad and grieve, but the whole spectrum is about being human and liking those parts of ourselves. Like really loving the part, like when I feel like an awkward 13-year-old, the part where I feel like there's somebody that I really admire and I can't get words out. Like I get to love that part of myself. I used to hate it and be embarrassed. I'm like, you know what? I can't fully love a partner or my siblings or my friends if I have parts of myself that I keep hiding and worry about looking good.
And
So-
Jen, what does this mean to you? Because I know sometimes we sit here with women and we talk about they're going to phase out of the friendship, and you go, nope, out.
Out.
And they do this girly thing, and you go, nope, out.
Out. Yeah, I
You take a whole
I've
totally
been,
different take on everything. So what's your take on this?
Yes, the narrative is people think about things they were told they couldn't do. And I think last week we did the show with the 2020 vision.
Yep.
And you said, what would you want to tell your third grade self? And I said that nobody cares about the cool girls or the popular girls or things like that. And we also talked about the fact that if someone's negative and they're in my space, there's no easing them out. I'm like done here because I really don't.
You don't have time
I don't
for that.
like it.
No one
it
has
doesn't
time for
resonate
that.
with
Right.
me.
I understand what you're saying.
And I just cut it off, and it's done. And it's
Right.
like nothing
Spares
personal.
the
It's
pain.
just I can't keep doing this back and forth. I'm not going to change you. I'm not trying to change you. But we also talked about the fact that I have huge positive self-talk. So when things don't
It's
go
also
well,
a function of being mature.
yeah,
It's
of course. When
it
things don't
is,
go well,
yeah.
I'm like, at least you tried.
Oh,
Good
have you seen
God.
Have you seen the side room?
Yes.
Did you like that?
I did. I walked in there and I said, "Who did this?
What
Who put
Yeah,
this
I
up?"
can see it. On Fridays, we produce a show called The Momentum Mindset Show with Jay Farrow and Janine Davis.
Such a good show.
And this Friday, we were fortunate that we were able to do it here. And Jay's an attorney, and Janine is his partner. And they said one of the things, he said, he said, I'm going to give you a big cheat. He goes, I don't know if I should share this cheat, but I'm going to. And his mom's writing in, I'm paper toweling my house. And we're thinking, what does this mean? He says, you get a roll of paper towels, you take 3 big sheets, and you just bit a big Sharpie and write your name, J, exclamation point, your name, and put it on the wall. And then something, wow, big stuff. So he leaves the show Friday, and I take out a roll of paper towels, and I start writing all over them. Freddie's dying laughing, so they're taped up in the wall in there. And I've asked
awesome.
every intern who's walked in today to do one, and they haven't done one. I said, just your name, just something, and Hector says, you don't want to know what's in my head. I do. I mean, I don't want to know if it's bad, but if it's bad, just write it. And none of them have done it. There's a Sharpie and a roll of paper towels. Before you guys leave, your assignment is...
Go do it.
Yes,
That's
we're-
fun. What else do you get to put up like paper towel stuff in your
Right.
Right?
And what they say is what you resist persists. So when you embrace the dark side of yourself, the parts that you don't want to share, and then you embrace it, you bring light to it, and then it's suddenly not heavy
You're
anymore.
talking egocentric. My name is all over that room on a paper towel.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
plenty
You're
of
owning your
wall-
stuff. You're owning it.
Plenty of wall space here. I want to share because this, as Jen said, this is a constant learning environment, and I want these kids to put it out there and manifest and see what happens. I don't know. Freddie's going to say, "Look what happened," but it's unfortunately that if that's what happens when people say that and then something bad happens, they go, "Oh, look what happened."
No, but you have to turn that around because on the other side, yes, this is awful and my heart goes out to him. But then look what happened. Now you have these interns that have stepped up their game.
Yep.
They've had to really take on a whole nother role, not just here, but WWNN as well. So the opportunity for them
And me.
in amongst all this sadness is tremendous.
Right. So my meditation today was look at the gift of the day.
That's beautiful.
Right, so we have to, things aren't so great today, right? But we know that Freddie's with his family and he's with his sister, and that's been a long time and coming together to celebrate life. And I now get to run WNN, so everyone just bear with me, but we're going to do this,
Yeah.
right? So all this self-talk of, I know I can, but it's, can I?
And
I
you-
know I
you
can.
are. You're already
It's
doing
gonna
it.
happen, and it's going to be
Absolutely,
fine. And the
Good for
technical
you.
side of a woman in technology, here you go, Jen. I never thought of as woman in tech, but you know what? It's going to be what it is.
And you're doing it. You showed up.
You
and if
have
it's
to
not
show up.
perfect, that's okay.
That's
I had to
exactly what
learn
it
that
is.
one over and over again. But better done than perfect.
And we're learning and we're walking through it. And our interns, I learned
Yeah.
the last time when we were in the situation, never to be in this situation again. So I surround myself with greatness.
Yep.
And we keep going.
Yeah.
Betsy, tell me what these classes mean to you.
I'm looking forward to them actually because Felice has been coaching me for a long time. and
How
we've
has she been
friends for a
coaching?
long
What have you
time.
been working with?
We've been working on a more personal journey. This is a group situation that
Right,
we're
we're
going
doing the
into.
health coaching together.
Okay.
So we've gone into health coaching. I've had some physical issues in the last couple of years, and I'm getting over them, which is great. And you get older and you start to have a few
Things
issues.
change.
So yeah, things do change. But it's been great working with Felice as a friend and a coach. Not just she's the best, and as you know. And so I trust her and love her and trust her judgment and her knowledge, which is good for me because it makes things easier and better for me. And I'm really comfortable with her as a friend and in her company. And so it's really nice for me. And for me, when she outlined this and called and said, is this something you'd be interested in? I was just, yeah, where do I sign up? I didn't even question it. For me, it was something that sounded great because I would like to explore more of what Felice knows. I don't know a lot of this. I do other things. My things are way more practical in the world, and I think that I need to get on board with something more in
What do you
tune with
consider
what she's-
practical in the world?
with what I do,
Yes.
practical, I do other things. I'm a professional organizer. I have been for 40 years. Before it
I
was
got
a
a side
thing.
room for you that could really
well,
and a closet.
but this is before it became a big thing in the last 10 years. I've been doing this for a long, long time. I was a caterer for
I was gonna
many,
say,
many
don't you
years.
bake?
Well, yeah, but I was a caterer for a long, long time, and I'm phasing that out in favor of other things. I'm an actress, a singer. I do things that are more things that people know about. I was doing real estate for many, many years. So the things that I do in the world are not about things that require thought or insight. The things that I do are right there.
But they're thought insight because that's what you know how to
but
do.
it's a thing. There's a process and a result.
There's like a
immediately.
real concrete outcome
Correct.
for you. So
Correct.
some of this stuff, a lot of people are a little resistant to because you work out, you get to see results.
Correct.
There's a very concrete thing. You go on a healthy journey with your food, you get to see results. This sometimes it takes a little more
It's an
time.
emotional
Right,
response,
yeah.
and it takes a lot of hard work and head work. With me, I walk into your garage on a Saturday morning, and either by Saturday night or Sunday night, it's cleared, lined up, absolutely beautiful, and there are boxes of things that are either getting donated, thrown away, given away, blah blah blah, and everything. I've done my work, or your kid, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's an immediate result. With this, it takes a lot of emotion, a lot of tears.
It does, but I will interject that there are tangible results as far as,
Yes,
and
yes,
it
there
doesn't
are.
necessarily take a long time.
True.
If you're having, let's say, a blockage in the heart chakra, and we work on that chakra, that night you might be sleeping better.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the weight loss, obviously it doesn't take overnight, but if you're clearing something that's been blocked for 40 years, and suddenly you're clear, you suddenly might not feel the need to binge or emotional eat and pick all day, where suddenly things just start to balance. So there's a lot of background things that happen, and I'm a firm believer in, what you eat is definitely very important, what you drink, but it's also the intention behind it and how you're eating and how you're drinking it.
How many people are part of your program?
Right now, I'm aiming for 11. I want it to be a small group. I have about 4 or 5 spots left.
Okay, and how do they
So,
reach you?
They can reach me by my email, felice@byfelice.com. You can reach me on Facebook, either on my personal page, Felice Minkin, or By Felice Wellness, or on my website, byfelicewellness.com.
I'm so excited because I've seen
Thank you.
To see you sit here today and grow from where you were to where you are now.
Thank
from
you.
the outside looking
This
in.
one, I'm so damn passionate
But I
about
can
this
see
one.
that in
yeah,
you,
I'm like
and I
jumping
love that.
I'm excited. I love all the things that I do, but this one, I basically channeled this whole program, and I was just writing and writing and writing, and it was just coming, and it's all from my experiences. So everything that we're going to be doing are things that I've done that I continue to do for myself to keep in balance. There's no getting there, although there will be certain results that you might see
And people who can't get to you can do it online.
We can do it online. I'm recording it in Zoom. So if you can't be there at 11 on Friday, then you'll be able to get the recording. I'll send it to you through your email. And
Can I
you
ask
just
how
keep
much
up through
the
the week.
program is?
It's $199 for 10 weeks.
That's a no-brainer.
Wait.
Yeah,
you
it's
kidding?
very affordable.
Oh, like, wait, what?
That's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, it's 100%. And then your chakras are cleared and you can start to,
You might think better, have less anxiety, stress, lose weight, sleep, feel grounded, feel clear on a decision that you're trying to make or whatever obstacle you're having in your life. Connection with your relationships,
wow.
connection with yourself. Honestly, your connections with your relationships happen after you're connected with yourself.
That's the hardest thing. If people need to connect with themselves. And
Yeah.
again, back to loving yourself. If you're not going to love yourself, you at least got to like yourself to start. And then it's a process of going from there.
And taking these actions is an action of loving yourself. When you say no to those people that you feel are energy drainers, that's an act of self-love. I mean, you could give people compassion from afar if you feel like they're really sucking the life out of you.
Right.
Sometimes they need and sometimes we have them in our families. Then we get to figure out the milligrams of
I'm
love.
releasing the guilt because you say
Release the
no,
guilt.
no, and they go, oh man, I really should. It's like tonight, there's a 9 o'clock show. Gio says he'll take care of it. Okay, great, thank you, but I really should be there. But I really don't have to be there, but I really should be there. So it's, man, this exhausting conversation in my head of wanting to be this perfectionist of doing for everyone, but someone helps and it's the guilt.
And know when you're doing that, you're filling up your cup, so then the next thing that you do for somebody else, you're fully there, giving from a full space with your open heart and energy, and people feel that. You have magic, so when you got to keep recharging that magic.
And I think that this is something that's so good for everybody. I think that people don't do enough of this self-care. And I'm looking forward to this because we do tend to run from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. You just said it. I should be there. I should be there.
I should break.
You should be there. And there's no reason that you can't do something else or take care. I want to do this. I want to be able to take care of myself in ways that I normally don't. And I'm looking forward to taking care of this part of myself and doing it with you, of course. But I want to do this. I want to take the opportunity to look inward and do things for myself that I normally wouldn't be doing and should be doing.
Well, not only that, when you do that, you're setting the example for your daughter, for your friends, for your loved ones, because when they see, wow, what's going on with you? Like, you tell me that you feel my energy, but my nature is anxiety. So it's always amazing to me when I hear people say to me, wow, you're so calming. I'm like, damn.
Yes, I would never think.
But that's
your
my
nature's
nature. I grew
anxiety.
up in a very chaotic household, verbally abused every day. Like, I had to figure this out or not. I could have been on drugs or alcohol or
Right.
something, but I didn't choose that.
And these are the
so-
stories. And even if you had chosen it, and we're going to talk about that in our next hour,
Yeah.
it's the choices you make going forward. That's not the life you have to
No,
continue to
there's
lead.
always a new choice. And it's a work in progress, and it's not getting there. It's about, okay, what do I do with this now?
And it's interesting because you said your boys are coming home, right? We were
Yeah.
joking about getting food in the house, but the dynamics of your house changes when your grown children come back. My daughter's home, and I was thinking this morning at 4:45. There was a time when she had this cute little doll bed, right? And Aaron had his car bed, and I'm mom, and mom did all of these things. And now she's got the dog there, and it's her responsibility. And how same house, same physical structure, it changes.
Right. Oh, yeah. It's
How does your
100%
space change? Now you got 2 grown boys coming home.
Dude, well, first of all, they're ginormous. But, you know, it definitely changes, and the energy changes, and they're super excited, and we really hadn't gotten a chance to spend a lot of quality time together since last May at my dad's funeral. So, and as crazy as it was,
think
that
that
was
was
the
a year
best
ago.
time. We had the best time at that my whole family was together, and
That's the
but
positive.
we talked about that a lot, and so then they're going to be coming, and yeah, so it changes the molecular structure of the air, and I love it.
I love what you just said because there's a gift in everything. And you are, because of the work that you've done, whatever you've done in your life, you are constantly looking for the gift. So you can see the gift in the funeral, in the loss of how everybody's together, and you're talking about the fun stories or whatever it is that came up. And there's always, always, always a gift. Yeah.
And a bigger food bill, but other than
And
that,
a bigger food bill.
Of course.
Or do they get a load of some of these restaurants we have down here that they haven't seen open on 18th?
it changes so many things, and because you're different now than when you were raising them.
Absolutely.
And they come to it with everything they are, and it's their mom. Well, why this? And Mom, you don't watch TV like that. And they come back home, and we've changed. They've changed, and they don't realize it, right?
That's a
And
whole other story.
right, that's a whole nother segment, right? Because now you've changed, and they come home and they
It's
look at you.
remarkable the change. My daughter came home. Am I allowed to talk? My daughter came home with 5 friends a couple of weeks ago, and our whole dynamic has changed. What I would have done, or what I am doing now, or what I let them do, or insisted that they do, as opposed to stopping, dropping, and rolling, and doing everything for them. Well, you're not going to do that? Well, no, honey, because you're a big girl now, and you can take care of that, and you've got 5 other people here to do it with you. And it was like, really, Mom? Yeah, really.
Yeah, they all used to hang out at your house because you had good food.
I agree, yes.
And that's
the food is still
good.
The food is still great. I have to admit, the food is still great. But there were things that I was not willing to do that I expected them to do for themselves, instead of me, like huffing and puffing for 20 hours at a time.
But that's
because
self-love.
That's part of self-love.
That's self-care.
That's self-preservation, exactly. Because it just doesn't work that way anymore. They're 23, 24 years old, and there are just certain things that I'm just not willing to do anymore. I've been there, done that, bought the T-shirt, I'm done.
A lot more to come. Tell us again how we can find you, Felice.
Facebook on Felice Minkin on my page, or by Felice Wellness on my business page, or email me felice@byfelice.com.
Check it out. Starting this Friday. If you can't get there physically, she's doing it by Zoom, so you can get it online. $199. It's truly a no-brainer. All right, stay tuned. Thank you, Felice. Betsy, so good to see you
to see
again.
you, sweetheart.
Jen, stay put. We're going to go into our next hour, 95.3 FM, 1470 AM. Give us a call and say hi to Joe. 888-565-1470. We'll be back in 2 and 2. See you in a few.
Or you ride in a car that all these people who are under the influence of weed, pot, marijuana are on the roadways with you. What's it all about? I'll tell you all about it right after this. If you can't get the next hour, go over to my website, drbob.com, spell out doctor. We'll be right back. Stay with us. If you've been listening to my show, you've heard me talking about an amazing supplement called C-Veg, a natural and organic multivitamin containing 92 vitamins and minerals, including calcium, antioxidants, omega-3 and 6. The Asian cultures know that sea plants are one of the healthiest, most nutritional plants you'll find on land and sea. C-Veg has been helping people boost their immune systems, balance their metabolisms, reduce inflammation, and provide moisturizing to skin, hair, and nails. Try C-Veg to enjoy all the benefits of these sea vegetables. C-Veg, feel healthier and younger or your money back. To order, call toll-free 855-627-9929. That's 855-627-9929. Or go online at buycveg.com. That's B-U-I-C like the ocean, veg, V-E-G.com. Order in the next 60 minutes. Use discount code Dr. Bob, and shipping is free. Call now 855-627-9929 or online at buycveg.com.
1470 AM and 95.3 FM, the Health and Wealth Radio Network. Listen for A Touch of Gray, the talk show for adults, with Carol Marks and Michael Harrison, Saturdays at 1. Talk 1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach and 95.3 FM, W237BD Boca Raton, the Health and Wealth Radio Network.
Homeowners, would you like to save money each and every month? Of course you would. We all want to save money, but how? By calling Debbie at I Will Advisors, that's how, and have her review your homeowner's policy. Most homeowners never review their policy, but it should be reviewed every year. You commercial property owners, same goes for you. So what are you waiting for? Call Debbie at I Will Advisors and start saving money. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
If your investments with your stockbroker aren't making what you like, Or if you've tried buying and selling stocks on your own and haven't done well, learn how to fix all that at Online Trading Academy. Online Trading Academy is an investment training center where pro traders show you how to invest online. Learn how pros make money in up, down, and sideways markets, and how they're protected from big losses. Instructors are certified, currently trade, and profitable. Over 500,000 students have experienced the education at Online Trading Academy. Take a free half-day workshop to see what it's like. Online Trading Academy. At this workshop, you'll see the big mistakes many investors make when buying or selling stocks. This will change how you think about investing. See what it's like. Call Online Trading Academy now. Call 954-668-2510. 954-668-2510. That's 954-668-2510.
Gallbladder problems, gingivitis, a bad back, indigestion, fatigue, low libido, not sleeping well, need to lose weight. Just some of the topics you'll hear about. Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Martin. Join me Sunday mornings at 10 on Talk 1470 WNN.
This is Talk 1470.
Talk 1470.
WNN.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. As a Cruise Planners travel advisor, Paul Vadiano will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. Paul specializes in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation, wedding, or event just for you. Find Paul at www.cruiseoptics.com, on Facebook, or by phone at 561-232-2626. We make your travel dreams come true.
It's lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Hey, welcome back to hour 2 of the Brooklyn Cafe. So excited to co-host the second hour with you as well.
You like my hat?
I do what a great sparkly tribute. All the way right there from the jump.
Freddie, this is for you. Thank you, Dylan. Welcome to Monday at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. We never do a welcome like Freddie does. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe TV. We are live on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch, Roku. When people ask me, my 30-second elevator speech has now become like a laundry list. You can find us everywhere, as well as 95.3 FM, 1470 AM. Give us a call, 888-565-1470. I've got the beautiful Jen G with me as my co-host, which I always love, but today, in sadness, Freddie lost his dad yesterday. So he flew out. We were at NN, giving me the 4-hour rundown on 10 years of experience. I got in about 3 hours yesterday, so I can now do the productions at NN. So fingers crossed, everybody, but your shows are now in my hands. But we got you covered.
You got this.
We got you covered. And I have to give a very, very special shout out to Joe, because Joe has run our board pretty much every day since we have moved our platform to WNN. And I did not realize he was on board on Friday. We thought someone else was. But Joe, what you have done for us, and from even when we had music every day to changing commercials to answering us to all of our craziness, even being Freddie's fun fact checker, we couldn't do this without you every day.
That's a full-time job.
Exactly, yeah. When Freddie gets, the different people confused, Joe's always right there to chime right in. So Joe, thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts for keeping us going for all of these years. And Freddie, our hearts and prayers are with all of you. And the legacy continues, as I said on the first hour, with you to your sons and your grandsons and all the Santori boys. And the gift in everything is your family is together. Your mom and dad are still watching over you. And you get to spend it with your sister. And Gio's going to help me out. So Gio, thank you for staying behind, because our executive producer, Gio Santori, was busy uploading everything for me, so hopefully my button pushing will be a whole lot easier this week. So bear with us, but we got it covered. And of course the cafe still continues to roll, because I have an incredible team, as Jen always says.
Oh, incredible.
They are working hard, so they're on the speaker. Dylan's here checking the cameras, because Jen and I were like on a boat on our first hour. Hector's working on our new radio show. It is an internet radio, not to ever compete with WNN, but it's called Amp It Up. You can find a new internet radio station, Amp It Up Radio, and I want to be putting our kids' podcast. Tomorrow is going to be their second episode of 2020 Vision, and today's our second hour is kind of an offshoot of last week, so we're going to get into that because Ryan had a great idea. We were talking about transgender, and Ryan, you don't even know, but we're going to continue the conversation today, and Sarah's not here, and the kids have a lot to say about that. So welcome to Monday, everyone. Give us a call, 888-565-1470. What's going on with you, Jen G? Moby Pop is happening?
Moby Pop is happening. We're going to be launching July. We have a lot of stuff that we're putting together. We're super excited. I ordered lollipops that say Moby Pop on them, because Freddie keeps calling my company Lollipop, so now I'm just like, I just have to accept it. And lollipops are going in the Moby Pop box, so it's happening.
You gotta love it. Moby Pop with a B, not a V, not a lollipop, but you've got branding built right in with Freddie.
Yes.
You can't beat it, right?
I can't beat it. I mean, nobody better. Then when he comes out with these things, I'm like, okay, that goes in the Moby Pop box as well. So the box started out like this, and now I'm going to need a U-Haul truck to get to everybody's house with all the stuff we keep putting in.
What I love so much about the Moby Pop, besides the mobile platform, is you're going to have a window cling. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be able to drive around, and everyone can find Inspire Recovery or the Heart of Delray Gallery, mm-hmm. or me and Freddie sitting on the bench in the gallery, right? So you're like you're a rolling billboard for your company.
You're your own mobile billboard. So if you were to go buy a billboard on 95 or whatever, where is it? On 95, and people are zooming by. Now, if you are in the Heart of Delray Gallery parking lot, your billboard's with you. If you're in Publix, your billboard's with you. If you're a Crazy Uncle Mike, your billboard's with you, and you reach a far greater audience. And all the great stuff that people do reaches people who need them, rather than just on 95 where everyone's going about, I'm not a police officer, but maybe 210 miles an hour. I think that's about right.
And you don't have to spend the money to wrap your car. That's the beautiful thing, because to wrap a car, and it's beautiful, and Ryan, you're going to get me those pictures because Sandals was on last week. A beautiful car she had in the parking lot wrapped in sandals,
expensive.
Right? But this comes with a setup fee, which is like a no-brainer.
$199, that's it.
And it comes with your window clean. It comes with your setup for your Moby Pop and your lollipops and and anything you
Any
want.
pop you could possibly imagine.
No, maybe not. We don't want to go there. So sorry. I know, boy brain. What do you want from me? But everything is already there. Plus, you build the platform for $199.
That's right. We build the digital business card that's really going to run your business. It is a card that is run on mobile, mini mobile website technology, so you really don't even need a website anymore. When people download your short code, you get direct inbound marketing, and it pretty much puts the ends to cold calling for you.
Well, the nice thing about it also, right, you shouldn't text and drive, but you can remember something really easy like cafe or win or gallery, things that you can remember, so you don't have to go, wait, what's that number? Let me text it while I'm driving.
No, you
can
don't have to
actually
do that at
remember
all.
and do that.
Absolutely.
Or when you're stopped, not on 95, you can take a picture and you have it. So there's a lot of things you can do because your short code is WIN.
So if you go to your text function, you start a new text, the number is 80800, and then the message is WIN, W-I-N, press send, and then you'll get my card. Additionally, what I love about this is MobiPop is going to be doing SMS, which is text, drip campaigns. So let's say that with the cafe, you're going to be going on the road and somebody downloads your card. You can start a texting like, great to have you aboard, can't wait to meet you, come see us at Crazy Uncle Mike's.
I can't wait till it happens, and then I can't wait to actually remember to drop it to everybody.
Right.
Because the thing is, I know we'll be able to do it, but then I got to remember to do it. Teddy, it's one more thing on our list of when we go on remote, but next Tuesday we're actually going to be back on remote. This Thursday we are postponing. We were supposed to be at the Wyndham, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we're going to reschedule the Wyndham. But next Tuesday we're going to be at Don Chepo's for Taco Tuesday, right? So no better place to be than on Southwest 18th Street. I hope you come.
I'll be on vacation.
That's right, you're leaving.
That's rough.
Taco Tuesday at Don Chepo. Plenty of tequila and anything you want. And Chef Camila will be there. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So kids, hope you're ready for Taco Tuesday.
Who's not, right?
Look how engaged they are. Chelsea, you going to come?
Taco Tuesday?
Yeah. So here's here's my gift of today. I'm going to just share it. My daughter says to me, Mom, what do you need? And I told her about Freddie's dad. She said, I'm here to help. I'm off for the summer. So she's up here, and I think I'm going to have her paint that side room, Michelle. And she's going to help decorate and help me move some things around on set today. So if you can look, as we talked on the last hour, right, the silver lining, the gift in every situation is I get to spend more time with you. And you're leaving, going to go grocery shopping, so it's a win-win. There you go, 80800, text WIN, W-I-N. How about that's the word of the day?
Win. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Tell you what, if you give us a call and tell us the word of the day, we'll get you a free bag of Brooklyn Cafe TV coffee. Give us a call at 888-565-1470. We have Michelle and Joyce with us today, and we want to continue on this space, and I never know how things are going to show up, and we were talking about the show we did last week. Ryan, you're here.
Yes.
You have a mic?
Yes.
So last week we started 2020 Vision with the kids, and Hector is working on a logo, graphic design, as a millennial show, our 12 o'clock hour on Tuesdays. I'm giving to the kids, and we've offered this to a lot of groups, and they haven't really taken, you've been here a couple times, right? It never really got off the ground, but Ryan sort of stepped up and said, can we talk about transgender? And it was a space that I really didn't know a lot about. So I got a little educated, and I was filling you in, and Michelle says, well, did you tell Joyce? What's that movie, Airplane? Right? Did you tell Joyce? Isn't that it, Chelsea? And every time I say Joyce, I think of that movie. But anyway, I digress. Because Inspire Recovery works, she said, a lot with the transgender population.
That's correct.
Tell us about Inspire Recovery, and then we'll get into the whole conversation.
Well, happy Pride, everyone. The month of June is Pride Month. So Inspire Recovery is a treatment facility for the LGBT community, and especially the transgender community. We work with their co-occurring disorders and addiction. We're the only ones in Florida, the only ones on the East Coast, and the only ones in the country that we're a full-standing treatment facility. There are people that have great programs, there are private counseling centers, but not a full-standing treatment facility like ours.
Where is your facility?
We're located in West Palm Beach, 909 North Dixie Highway in West Palm Beach.
And what differentiates a facility, what you're saying, your own facility versus a treatment?
We've created, because of what goes on with the transgender community, with the LGBT community, a lot of bullying, a lot of judgment. We've created a safe place so they could be the woman that they want to be, the man that they want to be, and work on themselves and their substance use disorder.
You created the center?
Donna Weinberger is the CEO. She actually got the licensure from DCF, the Open Up Inspire Recovery. I was working on, at the time, building LGBT tracks in treatment centers. And then she gave me a call, and then we joined hands on this endeavor.
What makes it different, the LGBT track and transgender track versus another recovery center?
Well, a track is usually 2 groups a week at a treatment facility with a gay therapist. How much work are you going to work on trauma that they've endured all their lives in a group setting 2 days a week? At Inspire Recovery, all of our clinicians are master level clinicians. We work on their co-occurring disorders and substance use disorder 24/7. So we're there all day long. You know, we have different groups all centered around LGBT issues.
It's a live-in facility?
We have our housing in Lake Worth. We have 2 houses that we house all of our clients together. We're a partial hospitalization program, an intensive outpatient program, and an outpatient program.
It's remarkable, the resources.
Yeah, it's incredible. But it makes so much sense to me to have a facility solely dedicated to this rather than having, we do a little bit of this, we do a little bit of that. I mean, you are surrounded by people that this is their calling.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, there are eating disorder treatment facilities, there are mental health treatment facilities. So I always believe in be good at one thing and what you do.
I agree.
And most of us that work at Inspire, our team, 70% of our team is under the LGBT community and in long-term recovery ourselves. So we understand, we've been there, we've all been through different stages in our journey on this earth of the bullying that goes on, of being underserved, having no community.
It seems to me they're just, and we talked about this last week, it's mind-boggling to me, the amount of layers and bullying for so many people, right? And I don't understand why sexual preference should be something to be bullied about. I mean, I understand people do it, but it's just one thing. People live their lives. People should be able to be who they are and what they want to be.
Because it's
and
different.
that's what the hard, and we talk about
this
this
all the
last
time
week,
because
right?
I honestly, I don't get it. There, at no point in my day do I ever wake up and go, I think I'm going to spread some hate today. I feel good.
Right,
I had some orange juice and then I'm going to spread some hate. Like it doesn't even occur to me.
It doesn't occur. What, you know, who you love or who you want to be with shouldn't be anything.
Right.
You're not afraid of it. When people don't understand it,
that's what I
there's
don't
a level
understand.
of fear.
Why though?
What is
the
different.
fear?
Because it's historically considered deviant.
Right. So this month you told me Friday, right? It's Pride Month. A happy Pride, as Joy said, because it's Stonewall is what happened.
It's the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots in Greenwich Village, Manhattan. So,
you give us some history on that.
So. You can help me with this.
The first Pride was a riot.
In the 50s and 60s, gays were considered deviant. They were classified as mental disordered, and there was a lot of people doing things underground because they didn't want to be seen. They didn't want to get sent to get shock treatment or anything like that. So any bars or anything like that were like under the table kind of thing. People didn't know about it or whatever. Well, at a certain point in time in the 60s, when the civil rights movement was going on and the anti-Vietnam was going on and the Cultural Revolution was going on, the gays started to get into that same, didn't want to put up with the stuff anymore. The police, the mayor of New York at the time, New York City, decided to push, he wanted the gays out of the city completely.
That was Mayor Wagner. Back then in the 60s.
In the 60s.
So he literally started a task force to go to all the gay bars and start trying to roust everybody. So they would get a warning from the cops and they knew they were coming in. So the bar owner would know, but they'd come in and they would literally, like if you didn't have a special ID card, they would arrest you and take you out. Well, after a certain period of time, people got tired of it. And in this one bar, Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village, on June 28th, most of the raids were happening like early in the evening. This happened at 1 o'clock in the morning, or started at 1 o'clock in the morning. So the raid was not, the bar owners were not told in advance. There was no like, hey, we're going to hit you or whatever. It was kind of a sneak attack. They came in, there was over 200 people in the bar. They came in with like 10 or 12 different officers. And as they started trying to take people out, some of the people started to try to fight it, and the officers started getting violent, and then the people started fighting back, and somebody in the crowd, and there's 3 or 4 transgender people that is said that's kind of started it, so it's hard to tell, but somebody was like, gay rights, and they started singing, and they just said enough, and that was the first night of riots from the Stonewall area, and they just started saying, we're not going to take it anymore, and the whole rest of that week was riots.
Wow.
But also the Stonewall Inn was the first gay bar that allowed women, drag queens, and transgenders.
So we're celebrating Stonewall today.
So we're celebrating Stonewall today.
Let's go to a commercial break. 888-565-1470. Join our conversation and say, hey, Joe. Give us a call. We'll be right back.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or CarmenCareLaser.com.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Farrow Law Firm, standing up to corporate bullies, using innovative, aggressive, and effective strategies to resolve disputes effectively and timely. Contact us at 954-252-9818, online at farrowlawfirm.com, and on Facebook at Farrow Law Firm. We look forward to being of service to you.
Thank you for watching the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll free. Come on in for a cup of coffee or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. Don't forget, sharing is caring, and to like this video. Let's reopen the cafe doors now. Back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome back to Brooklyn Cafe. We just had an awesome history lesson, which is interesting. I used to be a high school history teacher, and I taught that.
You did?
100% did. Yep.
Wow.
Because they're bringing it into the schools now.
Well, I brought it before anybody else brought it, but I absolutely taught that, and I think it's so important.
Isn't it amazing that every time you're here, your history teacher background shows up?
I know, right?
Everything,
true.
because you can't get away from history.
Everything's history. Mm-hmm.
Everything. So tell me your take on Stonewall. How did you teach it to the kids? Because you were teaching a different generation.
So of course we talk about, I've talked a lot about the fact that I tried to weave be kind and humanity throughout everything I did as a history teacher. And starting from, when we talk about Columbus coming here and conquering the Native Americans, right up to gay rights, LGBTQ community, how that's changed, and the history of. Because a lot of times people are like, how are you going to teach history? There's no history. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I would teach that right alongside civil rights, and that's how that goes down.
Dylan,
and I thought it was an incredible.
Get a mic.
You did a great job explaining the whole thing, Michelle. And have you seen the tribute that this week they have the whole tributes
We're
set up?
going.
I gotta
We're
get
going
closer
to New
the
York
mic,
for
Joyce.
it.
Oh, is that your vacation?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Take
That's
pictures. I'm dying to see.
The first 3 days of our
right, so-
vacation is to go up and be there for all of this.
I love it.
Right.
Ryan,
And
what
for
does
the
this mean
parade.
to you? Because we started this whole conversation on your idea.
The whole Pride thing?
Pride.
Or the Stonewall?
Any of it.
Well, I feel like the riots were definitely like the most impactful point at which I would say Pride really started.
Right.
Did you learn this in school, or
No,
so
I
this
had
was
to
not part of
self-educate
history?
myself.
Anyone learned about this in school? No, you did.
I did, yeah.
So Jen, you were on cutting edge of teaching because these kids are all younger.
And I think I've been incredibly lucky in my teaching career that I've had a great rapport with students, and I would put it out to them on Fridays that I would answer appropriate questions about anything that has to do with history.
Appropriate questions.
I had to say appropriate. And that actually, I had a lot of kids raise their hand like, this might not be appropriate, and then I would be like, put your like figure out a way to say it and then we'll do it. But the amount of things that students that are 16, 17, 18 are so interested in and they just don't know became mind-boggling to me. So I did open up Fridays to these types of questions after I taught like civil rights and things like that. And I shared last week on the 2020 show that when I was teaching, I had a student who was a freshman who was transgender. And I got a chance to really research a lot about that. I've talked about the fact that my sister-in-law is gay, and we've met her girlfriend several times, and we love everybody. So I'm not really sure why people are afraid or any of those things, but it's sad to me, actually.
It is sad.
Yeah.
It's sad that up until 1992, it was still classified as a mental disorder in the World Health industry.
Craziness.
I mean, we didn't even realize that till we were like going back and just kind of checking things.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Right.
And what year were you born?
97.
Literally insane, I know. And what does this look like to you now? I mean, Inspire Recovery works with LGBTQ, transgender. What's that look like for your space now?
It definitely gives hope that there's more resources out there, because a big thing in the LGBT community is there's not enough resources out there for people to go out and get help. Yeah, we have places like SunServe.
Right.
But SunServe only does so much to help.
And what is SunServe?
SunServe is,
So you have to educate me. But think about that. So it's changed because you need to educate those of us that don't know, right? So that's why part of what I love about what we get to do here on the cafe is open our platform to all of you, because you're here with us every day and you listen to what we say and we get to listen to what you say, and that's how we all grow as a community, right? You educate both ways.
But SunServe is this place which is in Wilton Manors. They help people get name changes. They help people get therapy. They help with like support groups for various different things.
So it's a little different than Inspire, right? Because you're more of an addiction recovery.
Right. SunServe is a nonprofit community. And they do help, with the name changes and finding services, housing, food, counseling. They have a slew of great therapists down there. And all they do because of their grants is serve the underserved. You know what I mean? It's by donation. It's by the grants that they obtain. They do a lot of HIV education. Mm-hmm. They do a lot of cultural awareness, cultural, support groups.
Is South Florida one of the bigger communities?
It's by the Pride Center in Wilton Manors. We have one in West Palm Beach. It's called Compass. And they're also a Compass is serves.
Compass is really good.
Yeah, Compass has meetings on Thursday nights for the transgender and gender diversity groups, right? They have youth groups at Compass. They serve the LGBT community. They're very big on Ryan White and HIV and AIDS testing. They have a computer lab room, so anybody can use their computers. They have they do a lot for our community.
There are a lot of
that-
resources in our
yeah.
community then.
There are.
And
There are a few.
And what, you guys are going to New York?
We're going to New York on Friday.
Look, it makes Michelle smile. Look at her.
Yeah. I mean, I've done a lot of those marches throughout the 70s and the 80s and early 90s. And, you know, to see the younger people, you know, stand up and all, you know, mothers and families
So
getting
like I'm
together.
back in
and-
Woodstock, right?
Right, back in Woodstock. But it's grown. Oh my God, it's grown over the years. When I started going to those marches, there were maybe 50 to 100,000 people. Now there's like 4 million ascending on New York for this Pride.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And I love the people that are supporters.
Right.
That's the thing
Yeah.
to me.
4
that
million in one place?
Yeah.
Yeah. People, it's international.
Because it's the
People are
50th
coming.
anniversary.
Right.
Holy
People are coming from
smokes.
all over.
Wow.
You know, for this weekend.
And where is it? I mean, I know in New York, but where in New York?
Well, the parade
All of it.
starts. Yeah.
I mean, 4
Central
million
Park
people.
on down.
Oh my goodness.
All of Fifth Avenue, ending up in the West Village. There's going to be, you know, a lot of along the piers of New York.
There's a lot of different events through
events
the whole
happening
weekend.
throughout
And
the
I'm
weekend.
thinking
yeah.
about the security, right? We're talking about Stonewall. You're talking about 50
Right.
years ago what it was like and why. And now you've got 4 million people marching for this cause of pride.
Right.
And this, you got to think the security just of 4 million people alone. Take, you know,
But what
sexual
you have
preference
to
out of it.
what you have to hope, and we were talking about this yesterday too, is that the people that are doing the march are going for love.
Right.
So they're not there for hate. They're there to be happy and proud and to be thrilled that they have the opportunity to do this. And the environment there will be high.
The
And I don't
energy will
mean
be-
drug high. I mean
Right.
positive.
High energy.
High energy.
Celebratory.
Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And what does the tribute look like, Jen?
Oh, I
That you
saw it
saw.
online today, and so they have all these amazing things from people who like. They had something there from Andy Warhol is in there,
That's right.
and they had something there from Kevin. Who's the Kevin Harrington? Not Kevin Harrington. Keith. Thank
Keith
you.
there.
Keith Haring is there, and they have a full-time guard that is always there, making sure that nothing happens to this memorial.
Where is
Right.
it? In the city?
Yes.
It's-
yes.
it's at-
in-
have you seen it?
At Stonewall.
It's
It's
where
at
Stonewall-
Stonewall.
Oh, it's at Stonewall.
Yeah,
Okay.
Stonewall Inn,
4th
yeah.
Street.
We should get some
Yeah.
pictures, Dylan, and share it this week.
Can't wait to see your pictures.
Yeah.
That'll be.
We'll
so
be
cool.
taking a lot
We'll
of
be taking
pictures.
a
I
lot
love
of
it.
pictures,
I
yeah.
love it. I follow you
Yeah.
on Facebook, so.
Dylan's always good to find some pieces for us and put them up. At 2 a.m., Dylan says, "Have you seen this? I think this will be a good guest. We should go on remote here." Okay, Dylan, we gotcha. But he's always good with that, so we'll put that up as well. And I want to thank Farrell Law Firm, a new sponsor of the Brooklyn Cafe. They did the Momentum Mindset Show here on Friday. You met Jay and Janine.
Yes.
Which was really funny because there was an event here Friday, and we have 2 artists here, Jay and Jeannie. And Michelle says to me, "Are Jay and Jeannie doing a show with you tonight?" I said, "No, why?" They said, "Because they think you're doing Jay and Janine." I said, "Oh, no, that's another show." Their names happen to be Jay and Janine of the Farrell Law Firm. And Jay walks out. He's a phenomenal attorney, and a lot of people we know are working with him. And they show up. There's a new show started last week. It is tonight again at WNN called The Verdict. And The Verdict talks about all these cases that are really bullying cases and what's happening in the insurance industry, that people are being bullied and they feel like they have no rights. And once these cases get filed, it is now fair game to talk about them anywhere. So he is making a statement.
Such a good show.
And Freddie's not going to be in studio tonight when we're airing this show, so the baseball bat will be right there with me. And Ken, I'm counting on you to protect me. But no, they are fantastic. So we are able to now air their commercial as part of the Brooklyn Cafe TV and their commercial and what they offer. And I know you've met with them, and he's so authentic.
Yes, they're my attorney for Moby Pop. Yeah.
They're incredibly authentic, right?
Very
And he
much
shows
so.
up, and he is absolutely against hourly billing. He's like, come to a settlement and make an agreement. But my point being, you got to see them play the piano on Friday. That was where I was going, right?
You told me about that.
He walks out and he says, whose Steinway is that? I mean, there's a gorgeous Steinway sitting here in the gallery that Dan pretty much stole from Goodwill.
Dan not only stole it, he literally walked it
Did he
down
really?
the sidewalk.
I remember from the back there. That's one of those only in Florida moments.
That's kind of only a Dan moment, really.
Yeah, it's kind of only a Dan moment.
I mean, to walk into Goodwill and find a stand-up Steinway.
Which he got for almost nothing.
Nothing.
And then walk down here. It does need to be tuned, but Jay started playing it, and if you didn't have any kind of ear, you might not have known that it needed to be tuned because he played it so well.
He played it so well, and he said, who's Steinway? And I said, the galleries, go ahead and play it. And it was interesting because he walks his space, and he says, people get very funny if you touch their piano. He says, well, I don't want to intrude on somebody else's piano. And I said, no, it's the galleries. He said, but it's the galleries. I said, we are the gallery. This is our home. You are welcome to play the piano. And he lit up, right, as an attorney.
Yeah.
And you always wonder about what space he came from because he clearly wanted to be a musician. And there was probably the narrative that we talked about the last hour. It says, no, maybe you should be an attorney, maybe you shouldn't be a musician, whatever it was. Now he brings it all together, which is so spectacular. But how much fun was that?
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, I told Dan, I said, we need to do something, even if it's like one Friday a month or something, have him come through.
They would love to do their show here every Friday. So.
Oh, yeah, I would totally. That brought so much life to that part of the party.
Yep.
It was starting to kind of like, drivel a little bit. And it just was like this huge energy that came through. And he was so like glowing.
He loved it. And I always say there's nothing sexier than a saxophone. But I got to tell you, when you get to hear music and you walk out and someone can sit down and play the keyboard, it's kind of sexy.
Well, he was getting really into it,
He
too.
was getting really
pulling
into
Elton
it.
John at one point.
Did you see it on Facebook?
I saw it on Facebook. I was like, oh. And then there was like everybody was singing.
And no
it
one
was like
knows
a
the
whole
words.
sing-along. Oh, I would not be a part
Chelsea,
of this sing-along.
no one knew the words, including me, right? It was one of those moments of, do you know the lyrics? And clearly your mother does not know the lyrics. It's pretty much exactly
we did
what it was.
Okay.
But it was a lot of
Nobody
fun.
could hear us the words anyway.
That's right. Just let him play louder.
The
It's
piano was
fine.
loud enough. It was fine.
And I talk all the time, if you ever watch our show without words, you'll see my hands flying all over the place. Well, if you ever watch someone playing piano and everyone dancing to a different beat, you have no idea what music is actually playing because everyone dances their own way.
Did you ever go to one of those silent disco parties where everybody wears the headphones and people are dancing to different things? That's insane.
We had that here for something.
That's funny, right?
It may have been before you were here, and it was an event here, and everyone put the headphones on. You could choose the channel you wanted, and they were outside. And there was a blow-up photo booth, and everyone's out there doing their own dancing. It was really fun. It was like a virtual dance party, but no one could hear the music.
I want to take pictures of that.
It's hysterical. I have it happen one time. We were on a cruise ship, and my husband's like, I don't know about this. I'm like, let's just give it a whirl. Of course, I'm out there like dancing regardless, but everybody's listening. There were 6 different stations you could choose from. Some were country, some were rock and roll, some were, pop. But so the whole thing was hysterical.
We should actually do that. That would be a fun show.
That would be a fun
It'd
show.
kind of be like a show in silence, but everyone's kind of dancing. Well, what happened, Teddy, we didn't really see this happen, but I was listening to our intro, and I love our intro music, and I guess I was kind of dancing in my chair, and she sort of got me, at least I was doing nothing bad, I don't know. But anyway, getting back to what's going on with Inspire in the community, are you going to be here this week, or are you heading up to New York?
I'm going to be here this week.
And how about your friends? What does this mean to you and your friends?
Pride Month in general is just like a very general like happy time for us, because we're just like, yay, it's Pride, we can finally like go out and like do stuff and not really be too scared about it because everyone is doing that right now.
It changes based on it's like Father's Day, so you should only love your father on the 3rd Sunday of the month. It's pretty much a Pride Month. Why can't it be like that all the time?
Because of other people in the world.
And their bias.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's easier today for the younger generation than in my generation.
But it
Michelle's
depends on what family you come from and what support you have, because we've talked about this before. You went through a lot of difficulties with the people around you when you were coming out.
Right.
My family has 4 generations of gay people, and I'm the 3rd. I had no problem with telling my parents that I was gay. I had no fear. I literally I never was like, had anything negative, really seriously, like that felt like I couldn't say that who I was and what I didn't have any trouble when I was at work saying that I was gay. But I attribute that to everybody who came before me because, you
learn from your parents, and that was something I was reading, I guess yesterday or today, is we don't hate naturally. We are born to hate, we're born to love, right? It's these things that we take from generation to generation, good or bad. And for you, it was good.
It was good because I was third generation gay in my family, and everybody, like my aunt is my dad's sister, and
it was accepted.
It was totally accepted. But everybody's story is different, and that's why, her story and my story and his story are completely different as to how we deal with the bias.
Well, let's go to commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to ask Joyce how it changes for you, because somehow you got involved in Inspire, and right, everyone has a journey.
Everyone has a journey.
All right, give us a call. 888-565-1470. We'll be right back.
This is good stuff.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming, as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages, or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
Do you want to enhance your love life with flowers? Rejuvenate love, life, health with flowers from Blossom Moments? Weekly deliveries to your home, your business, hospital, or even senior centers. Give us a call at 561-951-6343. Blossom Moments could also coordinate your wedding or event. Contact Blossom Moments at bmgevents.net. For all of your floral event needs, large or small, call Blossom Moments. 561-951-6343. And we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you for watching the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll-free. Come on in for a cup of coffee or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. Don't forget, sharing is caring, and to like this video. Let's reopen the cafe doors now. Back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I'm so digging being the belly. I lost my calling. I could have been like the town crier back in the day.
I was just thinking, normally Freddie's up, he's getting coffee. Sometimes he makes it back in time, sometimes not. He's tucking the wire into his ear.
Oh, not me. I'm like this.
And Jen's ready to go.
Yeah.
And we got to get Jen like her own special bell. So stay tuned for the rest of this week, because Jen's filling in a couple days as co-host. We've got Faith Washington and Dawn DeMarca. So I say calling all angels. So they've all come out to help support us and fill some chairs and some airtime, and we just keep rolling and going.
Right.
And we talk about everyone I talk all the time. Everyone has a story, right? Why they are where they are in this journey of life. And Joyce, you can tell whatever part of your story you want to, but something got you to inspire recovery. And to help the community, I should say.
Yeah, for me, it was a God-driven thing because I wanted to help my community in some fashion. And when I came down to Florida and I was going to local places where I wanted to do service, I saw this young gay boy getting bullied by some kids from Philadelphia and New Jersey, and it brought tears to my eyes. So I started my journey by opening up a nonprofit called Lambda North. It's a 12-step clubhouse for the LGBT community. So they could go and talk, stay sober, be in recovery, and talk about their issues without being judged or being bullied. And then, God opens up doors and put some people in my path, and that's how I started working in the behavioral health industry and opening up tracks for the LGBT community in treatment centers. Then Inspire was born, because we needed a safe place.
And what changes have you seen since this time?
The changes in the community has grown in leaps and bounds. More and more people are owning who they are and being their authentic self instead of hiding behind closed doors.
And that's what I love, is that you can be your authentic self.
Right.
I mean, you can come in with pink hair. You can come in, shaving's kind of nice, a whole lot better, Dylan. But we want everyone to be who they are.
Right.
Right? Because that's what makes this world this world.
That's right. We're all different in this world, and to express who we are, should be in a safe, non-biased manner.
And
love is love, right?
Love is love, and when you go back to history, right, everything goes back to history.
Everything,
right.
Yeah.
Then the beginning of time, what do you see as, the trend? I'm going to pull your history teacher hat out again.
I think the trend goes back to everything that you've been saying, acceptance.
Right.
Right from the beginning, acceptance from the fact that whether you're a different religion or you don't believe in, a certain religion, or you want your different color or your different nationality, or you don't think like everyone else, think outside the box. But people get scared of change. And even when we talk about like these crystals or using lasers, oftentimes it's seen as like, oh, that's hocus pocus, that doesn't work. But guess what? Over time, we're seeing it does work.
I gotta tell you, I'm loving seeing you holding a crystal.
This jumped out
because
in the first hour.
Literally, it jumped out of the bag under her chair.
Really?
Yeah,
and,
so I'm all about it.
And we talk about self-love, right? We talked about that on our first hour with Felice and a chakra journey that she's putting together. Self-love on any level, for anyone, any race, creed, color, sexual preference, you have to love yourself. And how can you love yourself if you're being bullied?
Right.
If that's the narrative that you're being told is you're unacceptable and you can't be this way, how are you supposed to love yourself and then continue through life and give love out?
Right.
If you're taking so much bad.
And not just like, let's say your family, if you are where society has deemed you, which to me blows my mind every time you say, oh, it was deemed a mental health disorder. It's like, if you're demonized from that point and there is no place to go, I couldn't even imagine what that would be
behind
like.
closed doors because you're afraid to step out of that line and get hammered with what comes, or way back whatever when they were getting shock treatment, or if you're afraid to say who you are because you're afraid you're going to get arrested, or you're afraid you're going to be put in an insane asylum
or hurt
like
really
hurt.
Physically hurt.
Oh yeah, or killed.
Right.
Do you ever have fear, you and your friends, when you go out?
Well, actually, like I said last week on the 2020 show, one of my friends actually was assaulted for being trans. He was out at night in Wilton Manors, actually, just hanging out with his shirt on after the club. With his shirt off after the club. He's post-top surgery, so his scars are a little noticeable from it. And someone just didn't like that and jumped him.
It's amazing.
Right.
And
yeah,
you feel
it's going on all over, Dawn.
everything is, right?
Yeah. Years ago, the reason why we hid behind closed doors was not to get hurt, not to get, killed. and it was pretty scary. You have it going on because people don't understand that we're all human on this earth.
Absolutely.
You know? They just don't understand it, just because we're a little bit different. We're
I
a
always
little
see
bit more colorful.
I always see things in Disney movies, and when you
Right.
said that, it makes me think of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, as he
Right.
was hiding, and it's so not what it should be, and somehow my mind always goes back to animation and what it looks like, and that's just horrific for anyone. You have special needs kids and everyone who was just bullied and they're made fun of, and you all know you sit here in the studio and we have wheelchairs come through here and we got special needs and everyone here is unique, but to embrace everyone's uniqueness and treat them and to give a safe space, which I think is part of why we have so many great interns with us, because for you to come forward, and Sarah last week, in a safe space and just tell your story is remarkable. The work that you've done on you. So you must have a loving family and a lot of great friends.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that give you a safe space to say, you know what, this is who I am, I love me. Do you love you?
It's an ongoing battle. It's like a kind of love-hate relationship.
Welcome to the 2020s.
Yeah.
But do you think it's because you're transgender, or you think it's just part of being 20-something?
I think it's kind of a mix of both, because not only do I deal with the stuff that goes along with being 20-something, but I also go along with having dysphoria, which holds me back from a lot of things.
Why?
Because dysphoria makes me feel like I'm not as much of a man sometimes. It makes me feel like I'm not good enough in certain ways. And it's kind of hard sometimes.
But you're working on it.
Right.
And we can ask anyone here, do they love themselves? Any of you guys love yourselves? Show of hands. And the silence that you hear on the other end would be the lack of hands going up. None of you, right? There's, I don't know, 7 or 8 of you. Hector gave me a wave. Hector, that's pretty close. Hector, you love yourself? And a shrug of his shoulders. At least that was something. That's pretty good. Nice job, Hector. But, right, so I don't think it has anything to do with being transgender, gay, straight, pink hair, orange hair. I think that's just part of society. We talked about that the last hour, right?
We did.
Right.
And why Felice is doing this whole healing chakra reset journey, because there's so much lack of self-love for everybody.
But you also have to find your pace, and going through your teens and your 20s when you're trying to figure out your place in the world is one thing. I think when you're trans and you're having to go through really who you are, it makes it a little bit more
It's got to be more challenging to figuring out, right? Because biologically you're born one way, and then your mindset says, I'm really not, I'm another way.
It actually took a really long time for me to come to the realization that I am trans. Like, it took until I was almost 19.
So this
and
is a new
I
transition.
recently just turned 21.
So this is a new transition for you.
Yeah.
So you were in your head with all of this
Oh, yeah.
for a long time.
Very long time.
And how
From I say about like 6-7 years old till almost 19.
What did I tell you last night? 6
Mhm.
years old.
Really?
Yeah, we were talking about the fact that some kids are born with, both ovaries and a penis, and and they used to change those kids. The doctors used to choose what that child was going to be, and they'd fix the child as a small child or as a baby.
Right.
And now they're letting them get to like 6 or 7 before they make that adjustment. And I said, but if you treat a child as one sex or the other, how does that child know whether or not they feel this way or that? And she was saying by 5-6 years old, these kids know whether they're a male or a female. And Ryan
you felt that you knew?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, I remember when I was actually really young, I didn't know what transgender was until I was watching a TV show that I wasn't allowed to be watching because my sister was watching it. It was called Degrassi, and there was this character called Adam, and that was the first, like, transgender person I ever heard of in my life. And I remember I was watching that episode, and I was like, wow, I can relate to that. And then I got really scared, and I was like, holy crap, I relate to that. I don't want this. Nope. and I kind of suppressed all of those emotions.
But it made sense for that split moment. It was like aha moment for you.
Yeah.
And then it was coming to terms with it.
Right. And the younger adults, they go through so much, especially young gay guys, with the guilt and shame, the families and all of that good stuff. It depends, like you were saying before, it depends on the family. I came from a Portuguese-Italian family in my generation, first granddaughter, and it was like, oh my God.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was different. It
had to be different, culturally different.
Right. But today, there's still the rates of suicide is 66% of trans youth commit suicide, 40% of adults commit suicide. There's still a lot of work to be done. A lot of murders. I think it's 267 to date so far.
This year.
This year. Because people don't understand or don't have the mind to look at the humanness inside that person and say, be who you are.
We hope that we can just keep spreading light on everything and being human, being who you are, and love yourself.
Right.
How can people find you and inspire?
Oh, you can call 561-899-6088. Once again, our phone number is 561-899-6088.
And you can always find Michelle right here at the heart of Delray Gallery. Soon to be, she's going to change our backdrop for us. Maybe we're going to have these kids do some painting. You know what they say, when the cat's away. Sorry, Freddie. Mice must play. You leave me and Jen G and Dawn and Faith and Michelle in charge.
Things go awry.
You just don't know what's going to happen when you walk back in on Monday. And Jen from Moby Pop.
Oh, from MobiPop, please go to your text function, create a new text. The number is 80800, and the message is WIN, W-I-N. Contact me. And if you'd like to be on the Jen G Show, Thursday nights, 6:30 to 7, give me a shout.
Thursday nights are fabulous at WNN, and tonight, stay tuned because The Verdict second episode is on at 6 p.m. So join our fun, 95.3 FM, 1470 AM. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, and be kind to each other.
Pure Wave. Supercharge your cells. Energize your body with Pure Wave therapy. Internationally patented, Pure Wave technology helps eliminate radiation from modern electronic devices which can cause chronic disease. Pure Wave technology strengthens the immune system and metabolism while activating hormone production. PureWaveNow.com, 561-965-7777. Are you ready for improved cell regeneration, less discomfort, a longer, healthier, vital life? Contact PureWaveNow.com for your consultation. Non-invasive technology promotes relaxation, a better quality of life, and more energy. Call PureWave Now at 561-965-7777. PureWaveNow.com.
The Heart of Delray Gallery, located in the Delray Art Complex, is one of South Florida's top venues for art, culture, music, and private events. The Heart of Delray Gallery is a cutting-edge, 11,000-square-foot art exhibition showcasing local artists and artisans with the highest quality of talent and vision, highlighting South Florida's creative arts. Visit us at the Heart of Delray Gallery, 1440 North Federal Highway in Delray Beach. Come, take a tour, book your next private event or fundraiser, or join us for Art Walk the first Friday of every month from 6 to 11 p.m. For more information, give us a call at 561-278-0074.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more goodwill next time. You can follow the cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.